On behalf of all the pastoral team here at Central Baptist, I want to say particularly hi to all of you who are part of our faith community here at Central. You know, the current COVID pandemic is evolving and changing moment by moment, and it's bringing with it a whole range of uncertainty. And so to help us manage this time, we as pastors thought we'd like to bring some tips to help you maintain your mental health through this challenging time. So I'm going to share just a few things here on this video, but we'll also be supplying a copy of this in writing for you so that you can look at it as well. Look, the first tip is that we need to learn to control the controllables. You know, focusing on things outside our control can have a negative effect upon our mental state. And it can negatively affect our motivations, our energy levels, our thoughts, our feelings and our behaviours. And while it's important for us to acknowledge those things that are outside of our control, it's important also for us to refocus on those things that are within our control. Secondly, let's stay structured and remember to self-care. You know, looking after yourself, includes exercise, making healthy dietary decisions, having a healthy sleep routine, maintaining structure in our days. Many of us are used to and generally thrive on structure and routine. So therefore, schedule in specific times for exercise. Intentionally connect with families and friends, even within the travel limitations and the boundaries that the social distancing guidelines give us. And do things you enjoy or find purpose and meaning in. The third thing is know your strengths and values. You know, use your character strengths and core values as a follower of Jesus to guide your decisions and your actions. See, in a time of uncertainty, the most certain things you have is your faith in God and your beliefs and values. And rather than being guided by worry or unhelpful thinking styles, think about what's important to you, the things that you believe, the things that you value about God, and ways to cope that you'd be proud of. Remind yourself of the hope and the light that God brings into our lives. And be guided by the question, what is helpful right now? And remember that mood is contagious. Think about what is most helpful in the way that you think and act. That'll be helpful not just for yourself, but for your family and for your friends. The fourth tip is to recognise that worry and anxiety is normal. You know, but in the midst of that, choose helpful worry and anxiety strategies. Try to use problem-solving worry rather than an unhelpful worry that goes around in circles and doesn't find a resolution or a conclusion. You see, problem-solving is structured. It's solution-focused and logical. And questions to help you apply a problem-solving approach to worry are things like, what am I worried about? Is the outcome or part of the outcome within my control? If yes, well, what can I do about it? What actions can I take? And what are the pros and the cons of each possible action? And which action makes the most sense? And how and when will I implement my plan? The next thing is to focus on short-term goals. You know, there are multiple reasons that you may feel uncertain at the moment. These may include uncertainty about your work, your finances, your own and your family's health, the timeline of the pandemic and so on. And in times of uncertainty, realistic short-term goals are important. Think about what you'd like to achieve over the next week and how you're going to go about achieving that. I mean, you can have multiple goals over a range of areas, including friends and family, church commitments, physical, self-development, learning a new skill or some study you want to take up. You may also want to write a list of things that you've been putting off and start to tick them off, but while still following the health restrictions and travel and social distancing. And then stay connected. Social connection and fellowship are really important for our mental health. So think of ways you can connect with friends and family while adhering to the medical advice to stay home and to distance yourself. This can include technologies such as video calling, FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, and instant messaging. But don't be afraid to find other creative ways to stay connected through this challenging time. And then practice gratitude. Experiencing a range of emotions is completely understandable at this time. But there are still ways to use gratitude to keep things in perspective. Gratitude practices can be simply as listing the 3 best moments of your day, or the 3 things you're most grateful for about today. Paying attention to the things that we have can be a useful strategy at any time, but particularly during times of uncertainty. Because, friends, we've got so much that we can give thanks to God for. And then stay informed within reason. It's important to get your information from reliable sources, which include your doctor and the Department of Health. Set yourself reasonable boundaries and try not to spend too much time checking all the different information sources, as this can increase your anxiety and worry. And we strongly also encourage you to confer with your doctor about being vaccinated if you haven't already done so. And then finally, seek help if needed. If you'd like any more information about these points, please contact one of us pastors. Or if your mental state feels negatively impacted or unmanageable, please contact your doctor or a counsellor. Let's journey on together. Let's be there for one another. God bless you from the pastoral team.